Everyone. Um, Welcome to the Dr. Inia Desonya show. Um, yes, I'm glad to be here today. And we have another exciting episode. Now, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has been so wonderful. Thank you to everyone has actually been very supportive. Everyone that's watched this show and given constructive feedback. Really appreciate that. And so today we have another interesting topic. And let me just start by saying that I decided to come up with this topic because of what is happening generally. A lot of stores, big names, there are many out there, they are closing shop. And a lot of us might wonder what's happening. Some of them have been existing for years. And then some of them are filing for bankruptcy, all kinds of stuff because the business is not doing well. And so one of the issues that these businesses are or have that is common to so many of them is not moving with the trend, what's happening around, what's going on, not reinvesting to check, okay, how do I move with the trend, what's happening? Now, when I say trend, I'm not talking about being trendy here. I'm just talking about how a business should move with changes around them. Now, one of the big factors that happen that most of these businesses, again, are closing down is because they're not in the online space, or they might be in the online space, but not as aggressive as they should be. They're still relying on their brick and mortar stores. Yes, that would have been the trend a couple of years back. But even though online sales was just moving, increasing here and there before COVID changed the dynamics of so many things. COVID changed the dynamics. And because of that, many people really strengthened their online presence. Some people did not, some businesses did not. And so today, my topic is 10 ways to increase your online sales. 10 ways. I'm just going to use, there are many. You can do research. There could be, 20, 50, 60, 80, but I'm going to just focus on 10 ways. How do you increase your online revenue? How do you increase your online sales, right? And before I even start, I will say that if you're not online, please be online. If you don't have a strong online presence, first of all, because now we're not even talking about how to get online. Getting online is actually very important, but we're talking about how to increase your sales, right? How do you really get out there? Okay. I started by talking about these other companies because you would say that, oh, but they have the resources, they have, but having the resources doesn't mean that you would do well if you don't know how to channel those resources, right? And so as an SME, remember, this platform is to provide ways, knowledge-based platform, of course, educative platform where, I speak and sometimes I bring other professionals and just to speak on ways to actually make your business thrive. SMEs might not really have that knowledge base. Some do, but those that don't, I believe that they will benefit from listening to or watching my programs. Okay, so now let's look at how do you increase your online sales. Now, the first thing that I would say, and this is through my own experience, knowledge, and there's as I said, people might have more, but I'm zeroing in on some of these 10 because I think they're very, very important. First of all, when you're talking about online sales, we're looking at e-commerce, right? Now, if you're in the service industry, I will talk about that briefly, but let's look at those that have products to sell. Now, a lot of small businesses, they struggle with, okay, what platform should I use? what e-commerce platform should I use? Now, some people are fine, they just sell it on their website, that's fine. But supposing that you're not very techie savvy and really don't know where to, which platform or what, you can't do it on your website because you're not very techie savvy. The first thing I would say is do your research. I don't like mentioning, I'm not endorsing any specific online platform, but I'm just saying that do your research, e-commerce research, and say which platform works better for my product or for product sale online. There's so many out there. And I know that some are very easily have the, should I say, it's ease of, I should say it's ease of use, right? So even when you're choosing an online platform that is an e-commerce platform, when I say online, I'm talking about the e-commerce platform, make sure that the user experience is very wonderful. And I'm going to get into that. Okay, so first of all, you want to go online, you've already gone online. So some of you have already gone online, which is awesome, but you're not really doing well. So what is the problem, right? One of the issues could be that you're not using a very good platform. So make sure you're researching. And if you're using a good platform, awesome. But if you're not, make sure you're researching and using the right platform that works for your product, right? Now, the second point is target audience, right? Target audience will actually determine who you advertise to. If you don't know your target audience, please make sure you know. Why do I say that? If you're selling things like baby things, right? Your target audience will be moms, right? Moms, sometimes even, I know some dads actually like, picking things up for their babies, but usually it's moms, and then, things like that, target sales, advertising, right? And then also make sure, that's an example, if you're selling men's clothes, advertise to men. Just make sure you're out there. Some people just say, I'm advertising to everybody. I'm not saying that somebody that is a dad would not buy things for the kid. Of course not. No, I know some dads that are, in fact, I know some dads that are so particular about getting their kids beautiful things, and their mom will say, oh my goodness, honey, you're spending again. You're spending so much money again. So, I'm not saying that, but I'm just talking generally, right? So from experience, so I would say from my experience, I don't know how your experience is, but I would say, I have siblings. I have siblings, parents, mom and dad, everything, and I'm husband. So I'm talking about my experience. So general, and of course I talk to my friends, and some of them have similar experience. So again, your target market. Who are you selling your product to? When you're advertising, don't do a blanket advert. You're advertising like a blanket advert. You advertise just like for everybody. No. Some people say, oh, but my product can be used by everybody. But who will buy it? It can be used by anybody. Who do you think would actually buy that product? Okay? Who would buy that product? This is who you go after, not, oh yeah, the target market, everybody can use my product. Very good. So that is the second part. Know your target market. Who are you selling who is your product for? Okay? And then the next step, the next point, I'm talking about how to increase your online sales. Now, if you happen to have, trying to choose the e-commerce, the third e-commerce platform, this is, let me see, I'll say is two separate scenarios. Number one, the first scenario, you're choosing an e-commerce platform. Make sure there is ease of use. Make sure that there's no complexity in checking out. There's no, some platforms have 4, 5 to get even to the checkout page is going through so many checks and balances. That is frustrating for a consumer, right? So if you are looking for an e-commerce platform, make sure purchases is a user-friendly experience. I love picking and, make sure you do your research. Now, if you're on your own platform that you're selling from your platform, make sure the checkout and the whole experience is so easy. Nobody, I mean, I tell people that everybody has, things that they are doing, stress, a lot of work here, a lot of work there. And so generally, I mean, I don't want to go shopping and have to do a lot of work too. I mean, I don't want to go for, I mean, I don't think, I mean, I believe so many people are like me that you have a lot of things to do. And so when you're doing online shopping, you don't want it to be very cumbersome. And so you can lose sales if your user experience is very poor. If it's like, oh my God, it's not friendly, it's frustrating even to, no matter how beautiful your product is, there should be an ease of use. Very easy for you to go through that product sale. Okay. Or product, okay, as a user, purchasing that product. Okay. So make sure that whether you're using an e-commerce platform or you're on your website, ease of use is very important. The next way of increasing sales, online sales, is search engine optimization, SEO. Now, usually, many, if you're working with somebody, they would know what to do. But if you want to do it on your own, make sure you're looking for keywords, right? I know that a lot of small businesses and medium-sized enterprises, they're the jack of all trades. They do everything. They do everything. They do your market, they do every marketing, administration, and things like that. And you can actually do that, but it's a lot of work. But again, you can outsource. I know I have a topic on outsourcing. So search engine optimization, let people find you. Like if they have a product, maybe you sell let's say fashion earrings. Let me be able to say fashion earrings and your name comes up, right? Let me say I'm a wedding guest earrings or wedding gift or something like that. If I'm going for a wedding and I want to, let it be able to, get that done immediately. Let it, be there. Let it make sure, let me make sure that I can find it. I can find it on Google or whatever, wherever I search for things, right? Okay, so we're talking about search engine optimization. I should be able to find your product online. All right. I know there are a lot of people selling, could be a lot of people selling your product, right? So make sure that, or selling your kind of product, but make sure that I find that online. And when I'm searching and I click on your own product, let me find reason to buy that product. Okay. And I'm going to go tell you a little bit more about that down the line, but make sure that you're investing in search engine optimization, right? That, that immediately they search for your stuff, it's easy to find it. Okay. Now, the next way to increase online sales is what? Customer reviews. Make sure that you're looking at, customer reviews that, because sometimes customer reviews might not be, I believe I spoke about this some time ago on, I think marketing video or program one of my episodes, I talked about customer reviews, right? Now, one thing about customer reviews, you have to be able to respond to negative reviews. It's okay that somebody might say, I'm not happy with what I bought. You say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. I'll give you a refund. I'll give you, a discount, right? So customer reviews is very important. Don't ignore those reviews. Very good that hopefully we all get 5s all the time, 4s, 5s. But if you don't get that 5, 4, 5, make sure that you're stating, okay, yes, I apologize or something, or even like, oh, sorry, we missed it this time. Please come again. I'm going to get you this. I'm going to give you this. Or I'll give you a discount next time, or we'll come out and fix it. Anything, we'll send you something else. You know why you're doing that? You might say, but that's taking out of my inventory. No, somebody can see that and look at what you did and actually say that, you know what, I'm coming to buy from him or her, that company. Now, when they do that, when they say, I'm coming to buy from him or her or from that company, because, well, companies that have no, it's just a company is just a company. I'm coming to buy from that company. What happens is that the customer reviews actually brings in more money. How do you see that? it actually brings in more money. So when you're looking at customer reviews and you see somebody saying something negative, and you come out and really be nice to the person, it actually opens up an avenue to increase your revenue. Because people read those reviews, right? When they say, when somebody give you 1 star, you say, oh no, it's not this, this is what happened. So I apologize for that. That's a plus on your side. And it actually drives, people to your site, right? Now, customer reviews also, again, continue to encourage people to give you reviews. How do people do that? A lot of times when I buy things, they will say, okay, if you review, I will give you a review and I'll get 10% discount or something like that. That actually encourages customers to review your product, right? Okay. So we talked about that's 5. So number 6. Now, I talked about the easy checkout, right? If whether you're in e-commerce or you have an e-commerce platform or you have your e-commerce on your website, it's not a platform, you created it on your website, easy checkout. But what about the website itself, right? Is your website up to par? Is it up to par? Is it up to par? Is it like, how is your website? Is it a standard website or just, it's a very, very bad website design? A lot of one thing I like, there are a lot of user-friendly website platform where you can design your own website, which is actually very good. Sometimes it really looks professional, right? So you can get someone to actually design your website, or you can actually, go from there and design yours. If you feel you can't do that, you can't use the tools, get someone to design your website. Get someone to design to do your website, because if when your website is poor, is not good, poorly created, it actually decreases online sales. So make sure your website is high quality. Why? If I come to your website and it's not even, I can't even figure out anything, what I'm trying to pick up a product, I don't even understand what it does, or things like that. Honestly, I might think that there's something that is not, there's something funny, there's something that is not right there. So, I'm talking about me as a user. If think of it. If you are a user and you go to a website and it's just not, that everything's, it's just, you can't even identify the product. You can't understand, it's not really, you just see, it's just not like a typical good website, right? So in that case, I would say is a no-no, right? So make sure your website is a high quality website. Okay. So we talked about e-commerce, right? Now I'm talking about the quality of your website. All right. Now the next, that's number 6. Now number 7. Now we know that we mail products out, right? You mail products out. Do your research and get a good shipping company that will actually not charge you so much. And if you're not incorporating, now there are 2 ways to do shipping pricing. Number 1, incorporate that in the price of your product and say free. You can do that, free shipping. People do that. Some companies do that. Or you might just say, you know what, they should pay for shipping. But usually what people do is they say, right, free shipping, and they somehow incorporate that into their product. And that's why, if you have shipping that is very, very reasonable, you just, you're adding maybe $1 or so to your product. Honestly, the consumer will not feel it. But you don't want your shipping cost to eat into your profit so much. You don't want that to do that. You don't want it should be a cost to you, but it should not take up your profit to a certain, it should not. It should be a cost, but not a tremendous cost to you. So you have to do your research and make sure you have your cost of shipping. Now, your shipper must also be an efficient shipper, right? You ship things and the shipping should be actually efficient. It should be efficient that that they will deliver the product. So you don't want a shipping company to say, oh, this is very cheap, this is reasonable, and then they don't deliver the product. Okay. So, oh, you get so excited. It's such a reasonable shipping price, but the product never gets to the person that you're shipping it to. So, and you can't even track. When you track, you can't even find whether, you don't even, their tracking system is not good. So you don't want to do that. Okay, you don't want to do that. So cost of shipping, important also, but don't only look at cost, look at cost and efficiency. Okay. And also the next one is email marketing. Now you might say, oh, but how do you get people to give you give them your emails? Now think of it. You see, when you go to most of these shops, departmental stores, some of them, well, I guess a lot of them do that because a lot of them have done that to me. They'll say, okay, give me your email address, or they'll say, sign up for points. Or, some of them, they even use phone numbers. This allows them to market to you when there's a sale, when there's not a sale, whatever. They just have your information. Sometimes it's okay, you know what, if you give sign up here, we give you a $5 discount or $10 discount. And the $5 discount, of course, they've covered the cost already. So, I mean, for you, you might not use that. You can give them maybe, you can give them coupons and discount, but of course, make sure that your coupon and your discount is not something that will actually take over your pricing. Right? Remember. So what I'm trying to say is that if an item is $40, right? $40. Let's say the cost of that item was, let's say, 25, and you sold it for 40. Now 25 minus 40 is $15. So you make sure that the discount will not be in such a way that you're eating into the cost. Let's say you bought it $25 instead of selling $40. You say, oh, I'm going to give you a discount if you give me your email of $20. That means it's eating into your cost, right? Because, right, $40 minus 25 is 15, right? So if you're giving them a discount of $20, that means that you're not making anything from that sale. So please make sure, when you're trying to get email information for your marketing, make sure you know how to, get that information across, right? Make sure you know how to get the coupon information across, or discount, whatever you want to use to get that email information. Now, the ninth is coupons and discounts. I've already touched on it on the 8th point, which is the email marketing, but it's good to give, even beyond email marketing, it's good to give discounts and coupons. A lot of times, even when you even shop in some of these stores, they'll give you some coupons. They say, come back. If you spend this, you'll get this, right? You get a discount. That is a way of telling you to come back. And usually when they say, I know that I think there's a meal that said, if you buy this meal, you get, it's free if you buy 4. That allows you to bring the whole family or bring your friends and get that meal free, but you're still paying them for the other 3 or other 4. So there are so many ways to increase. That's generally for brick and mortar, but you can actually, as I said, online sales, you can say when you buy this, you get 10% discount on the other one. So that is a way. It doesn't have to be 10%, it could be 5%, it could be 2%, whatever you want to do. But the goal is to allow that coupon allows them to keep on coming back. Keep on coming back. Oh, I got a coupon. All right. So if you're not, we're looking at how to increase online sales, because this is where right now, I know people that say, you know what, I can't even remember when I entered a brick and mortar store to buy some of my stuff. That everything is online. Okay. So it's so important for us to understand that online sales is not going anywhere. It's going to be, I think it's even going to go, it's going to get to a point that a lot of stores will just be online 100%. I'm not saying that brick and mortar stores will not exist, but I'm just saying that the online market is, or should I say, the online space is really getting very, very busy. Okay. And then the 10th, which is the last, again, there are many, but I just zeroed in on this 10. The last one is continue to review your prices. Continue to review your prices. right? Now, I'm going to look at it in two ways. Now, if you don't review your prices, you might overprice. You might overprice yourself out of the market. Your online product, you might overprice it. And you're wondering, why are people not buying my product? Because your price is very high. I mean, and I'm not saying that you should reduce the quality of your product. Oh no, I'm not saying you should reduce the quality of your product to reduce your pricing. No, I didn't say that. But your pricing should not be outrageous, right? So how do you do that? Continue to check your competitors, make sure you're checking, right? And then that's one aspect. The other aspect is that don't underprice yourself. Don't underprice yourself or your product. Because you want to be able to meet your costs. You want to make sure that you cover your costs. You want to make sure that when you're selling a product, you're not eating well. The price is not actually, the price is not eating into your costs. It's not taking over your taking. I mean, if you're not making a profit, there's an issue. And the profit is not only, okay, yeah, I'm going to add $5, $10 on my product. I bought it for $10. I'm going to sell it for 15. No, it's not only, and you might say, oh, that's a $5 profit. Nope, it's not. Because what about the cost of packaging? What about the cost of the lights, or the utilities? What about those costs? That's not, your $5 is not the profit. If you say, oh, 15 minus 10, no, that's not, yes, you made $5, that's just on the product. But what about the other costs that's associated with getting that product into or onto your website to sell? What about those costs? So make sure that when you're pricing your product, you consider those costs. You sit down and say, okay, what can I sell? No, what is my pricing so that I will not overprice, and also what is my pricing so I will not underprice? It's so important for you to know that, right? And do market survey, do your research, and come up with a price that is reasonable. Now, some people do this and start with, okay, you know what? I just want to make a little profit and get myself out there. Once I get myself out there, and people get to know what I do and my product, I can increase my pricing. And of course, not outrageous increase, but increase it, right? I know right now with everything going on, I always tell small business owners, check your pricing, check your pricing, make sure you're checking it, make sure you're really checking if your price is really at par. Is it really you're really having a good a product that is priced correctly? Okay, I'm not saying that you should not work with an accountant. It's not wrong. Sometimes, it's good to work with a professional to check. And of course, well, my firm is always open for that. But if you have an accountant around you, that's fine. But if you can do that by yourself, that's fine. Because I know accountants go through a couple of parameters to make sure that, okay, let's look at this, let's look at that. And a lot of times business owners might not have that kind of knowledge to do that, the professional knowledge to do that in that field. Not that, of course, you're excited in what you have, but in the field of accounting and analysis, some business owners might not have that professional knowledge. Now, that business owners that do have it, awesome. But if you don't have, it's good to seek professional knowledge. Professional help. Professional help. Now, I'm talking about product sale, but what about if you have services? You sell service, you have provide services. Well, provide service, you get paid for providing services. Now, if you do that and you get paid for providing services, you want to, when you say, how do I increase online sales? In that case, you have to make sure that your product, which is, what you sell, your product, your services, people know what you're doing. Get it out there. Your pricing too, you have to check your pricing, right? Provide avenues of discounts. I know that there's an advert I saw on TV, and they was talking about that if you can clean your house apartment for a particular price, right? They started with that, but of course, after that, I believe that their concept is that you like the person that came to clean, and then they'll be able to set the right pricing. There's so many ways. Of course, a lot of these apply to you. Have the correct website, have make sure that you're advertising to your target audience. Make sure that that you have SEO, search engine optimization. Customer review applies to you too. And of course, email marketing, it depends on what you do. I gave an example with the coupons and discount, and of course, continue to review your prices, right? And of course, have a great high quality website. These are very important for both service industry and product industry. So make sure someone that is selling products. So make sure that you look at these steps, because as I said, things are happening in the online world, and you don't want to, you don't want to be behind. You don't want to be, you want to make sure that you're moving forward with what's happening in the trend, actually just general trend. All right. And of course, as I said, there are more ways to increase online sales, but these are ones I just decided to discuss today, because I believe that they are very important. All right. So again, continue to thrive. You guys are awesome, and I know it's going to be great. It's not easy, I know, just to work around with as a small business owner, but I know that at the end of the day, putting some of these fact, or should I say these these issues that I'm trying to analyze, or I just analyze, because again, I know it's educational. I'm not here to give you professional advice, because your case might differ, but just to get it out there that these are some of the ways that are available for companies to use to actually increase online sales. All right. All right. So let's go straight to our questions. Okay. Yes, we have a few minutes. Okay. Now, this is the first question. I keep hearing that we are going into a recession soon. How does my business prepare for that? Okay. All right. Please, 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 don't worry about what you keep on hearing. Let's talk about the now. The now is that your business should thrive. The now is that how do you make your business thrive? Make sure you're reducing your costs. Make sure that you're getting rid of expenses that are unnecessary expenses, that you don't need those expenses, right? That you don't have to continue to spend that money that is not supposed to be spent, right? So make sure you're reviewing your costs, right? Because even as you're increasing revenue, if you increase your revenue and you have a lot of expenses, what's going to happen? You're not going to make a lot of profit, right? So you want to really check your expenses, right? I know that, yes, there's been news about recession for such a long time, but your goal is to sit back and say, how do you make sure your business thrives? Okay, your business thrives. So, the answer is, how does my business prepare for that? Make sure your business thrives. Okay, now efficiency. Make sure your business is efficient. Make sure it's efficient, right? For example, if you're using let's say a machinery that that is very, very let's say it's not producing as much as you would like it to produce, but you're looking at, oh, do I go and spend so much and buy new equipment when this equipment is there, but it's not producing as much as I want. It's not meeting demand. Think of that. Think of looking at a way of actually getting an equipment that will meet demand. You might have to spend some money, but at the end of the day, efficiency increases revenue. Okay, so your goal, even as you're looking at, oh, is there a recession? Is there not going to be a recession? Oh, what's happening is look into your business and move forward, right? Move forward and do the best for your business, right? You want your business to thrive. The next, opportunity you have in making your business thrive, or the next aspect or next factor is technology. If you're not moving with the trend, I know I talked about the machinery, but I'm talking about technology in all aspects. So, computer, is it up to date? All facets of technology that is peculiar to your business. Look at how that can make your business even more efficient. I mean, beyond that machinery, what applies to your business. Okay, look at what makes your business more efficient. Okay, so your goal is to what? Reduce costs. Look at for ways to make your business more efficient, and of course, use technology. All right. So let's go to the next one. Okay, the minimum wage in my state has increased. It is becoming very expensive to keep my workers. Okay, I know that several states have increased minimum wage, or if they haven't, they're going to. I would say what is very important for you is that you have to calculate the cost of your products. Now, as I said, so many people get so excited. They have a product that costs $10. They spend and they sell it for $15. Oh my goodness, $5 profit. It doesn't work like that. Do a product analysis. And even if you have to increase your product, a little bit, it doesn't mean that, you're going to go out of the market. You're not going to close shop. No. Think of it. Look at how that will work. And also, automation is also very good. Now, review the responsibilities of your staff. There are staff that you can't do without. They have to be there. But there's some staff that, are they actually doing the work? I'm not for firing or getting rid of anybody in the office, no. But if you don't really need them, there's a way you can. If you don't really need their services because either it's automated or because one person can handle that other person's responsibility, then you have to look at it and see at the end of the day, is it worth for you to keep 10 staff when you can operate efficiently with 5? You have to sit back and look at, first of all, the cost. If your cost of product, are you really selling at a profit? And secondly, you have to also look at and see a review. You have to review their job responsibilities and see if, okay, is it necessary for me to have all of them, 10 staff working for me when I can actually operate with 5 or maybe 5 or 4, depending. But just look at their responsibilities, their job responsibilities, right? And see. Now, if you need 8, you have 10, you need 8, good, that's no problem. But if not, right, you have to reconsider and see that if really you need them, okay, need those excess people. And I would say, no, remember, I talked about efficiency. Efficiency is when reducing costs also involves, do you need reducing costs up to staff level if you don't need their services, if you can do without their services. Okay, it's very important. Okay, so we're talking about minimum wage in the state that has increased, or in the states that want to increase, and how do you keep, how do you actually employ, keep workers? That is very, very expensive. Okay, so that would be the way of doing that, right? I know some people say, but I don't want to let the person go. I don't want to. I know how everybody feels, but at the end of the day, you have to look at what works best for the company. If you can actually put maybe have an increase in revenue in a way that can actually cover that cost, very good, great, right? Great, and great again and again. Okay, but if you can't, you have to reassess and see if it's something that is really worth you. If it's something that's really worth you keeping them on, all of them on as staff. Okay, and of course, if you have to let them go, make them happy, you can give them a package or something like that, all right? Or just make them happy, so, or at time you can even, if things get better, or actually, I won't say if things get better, because I want to step back now and say, even if you make very good money, right? You're still not going to have staff that are redundant, that they don't have anything to do, right? Even if you're making very good money. Companies that are very efficient make good money because they reassess, they continue to reassess their staff strength, they reassess. And I know you say, oh, but we're not a large company. You have to have that mindset if you want your company to move to the next level. Okay, you want your business to do well, so you have to reassess and continue to reassess until you become very, very efficient. All right. Okay. Now I believe we have, yeah, we have time for one more. Okay. One more question, I believe. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm really concerned about the level of hacking in the business industry as a small business. How do I prevent this? Okay. Not that I'm laughing about that because it's a serious matter. So yes. There's a lot of, yes, we're talking about online. So this is really a very good, of course, all the questions are very good, but this is also really a very good question because of the topic I'm talking about now. Now, most of these e-commerce platforms actually have they have security, high-end security to make sure that their products are information of customers or clients. They're actually, maintained very well, right? But it's very important for you to have, if you are, okay, let me go back and talk about, I think I talked about outsourcing in one of the episodes, but if you cannot afford to, small business will even need for you to get a high end, but usually what high end security specialist somewhere to be working directly with you, that's very expensive. But what happens is that, again, I talked about the platforms usually, e-commerce platform really usually have secured secured processing processing, not processing process, but processing, the way they process payments. They have very adequate, platforms like that. Now, on your own side, it's also important that you have that one thing about cybersecurity. When you have business insurance, have cybersecurity insurance. Make sure it's part of that. And also, if you have an IT person working with you, make sure you're working as part of your checking, you're making sure that is secured. Make sure that the person or those people outsource. Make sure the outsource company actually has the relevant licenses to make sure that they are at par and that they know what they are doing. All right, because it's very important for you to actually make sure that you let your customers know, your clients know that. Make sure that they know that your website is secured. I'm not saying there's no hacking here and there, but if they know and if you have put some measures in place, right? Most people outsource, but if you're outsourcing, make sure that the person you're outsourcing with has adequate, designations when it comes to the IT security world. Okay, so hope that helps. All right, so it was wonderful to be here today, but finally, I will still encourage everybody. I think I mentioned this on one of the episodes, but I will say this: be innovative. Times are changing. Look for be innovative within your business. What can you do? What packages can you have? Do you have something else that you can actually add to your business or to your product? A product, what is it? If you're into kids' clothes, what about adding a lady's side, a man's side, a men's clothes, or something like that? Diversify, do something. Or if you're only into clothes for kids, what about products for kids? What about diapers? Just think of things like that. Diversify and also be very innovative. It makes a difference for SMEs. Okay, so make sure that you're working hard as you are doing already, because I know that your business will thrive, right? Thank you for being here today. Have a good one. See you next week, but also go to the website, driniadesian.com. And if you want to appear on this program, just follow the process. All right. Have a good one. Bye for now.